Welcome, everyone. So good to see you all here today. Thank you for sharing this part of your Sunday with all of us. We are 6 heart-centered entrepreneurial women who've gathered here today to help you lighten your load. Before we dive into the content of today, I want to just share a logistical note, and that is, in case you didn't already know, we are giving away a lot of prizes today. In fact, every one of the presenters has something special to offer, and at the end of each 6 or 7 minute presentation, we'll do a drawing, and if you're here, you might win. So be sure and stick around till the end. So we are here welcoming spring, and we want to offer support and inspiration to invite more lightness into our lives. I don't know who doesn't need that. So I'm going to kick things off, and together we're going to take a look at common habits and mindsets that might be holding us back and how we can open up to more lightness in our lives. Oops. Okay. Whoops. Oh, the slides are going crazy. All right. That's just a quick snapshot of all the wonderful presenters that we have today. So I'm going to kick things off and talk about how we can feel a sense of renewal without restriction, and how we can begin to plant new seeds. So I haven't met everyone yet who's here, so I'm going to do a quick introduction and share that in addition to, I'm health coach Gayle Rose, and in addition to being your event host today, I am a certified whole health coach and personal fitness trainer. And as the founder of Y-Powered Health Coaching, for 12 years now, I've been empowering women in midlife to take charge of their health habits and make peace with food and their body and return to their happy weight without any diets, gimmicks, or anything extreme. And together, we make small steps for big and lasting results. So my topic today, if I can get these slides to advance, they're being a little sticky and stubborn. The most common habit that I see in the work that I do is all or nothing thinking patterns. And this is something that can really hold us back. So I want to share 7 ways we can unwind this and move forward and thrive more in life. So as we, research tells us that about 50% of our days is steeped in habit. And that's often very practical, but not always good. But with an intention, we can bring our habits into the light of spring or whatever season we're in and thrive more. So I want to explore these 7 practical ways you can step out of this common sabotaging thinking pattern. And because it really is a huge barrier to sustainable wellness habits. So first, I want to share that just an image and thought. If you're driving along, and it doesn't matter where you're going, you're in your car and you happen to take a wrong turn, how do you adjust to that? How do you respond? I think no one would say that they just turn around and go home, because that's an all or nothing thinking pattern. And we're going to really explore that a little bit more and how to step out of it. So the first way to step out is to name the pattern, to bring it into the light. And often we don't even realize that we have this kind of thinking pattern until we bring it to the light. So all or nothing thinking, what that looks like is it says you're either doing something perfectly or you failed at it. And it's really common with women. But here's the thing, especially when we're talking about wellness habits, wellness is not a light switch that we turn off or on. Our self-care practices, I invite you to think of it more as a dimmer switch that we can dial up. Sometimes it needs to dial down when other things are going on, but it's not an on or off. We always need to be in the self-care game. So a pattern you might experience would be like, oh, I had some dessert today and I'm feeling full and guilty. Well, I might as well make it a cheat day, if you call it that. Or I can't follow my plan perfectly, so I'm just not going to have a plan at all. So we want to let go of those. And when we recognize the pattern, we can step into a space of change. So the second way to do this is to embrace the power of something and recognize that progress happens in the gray areas, especially with wellness. So something is always better than nothing. A 10-minute walk is better than just staying on the couch. It's those small steps that really add up to change over time. So making a more mindful decision, whatever that is going to help you move out into the something space. Adding a vegetable instead of feeling like you need to overhaul a whole meal, just add a serving of vegetables. Pausing and checking in with yourself before emotionally eating, saying, am I really hungry? What do I really need here? Step number 3 is shifting from a mindset of perfection and into one of practice. So what this looks like is recognizing that wellness habits are a skill, just like any other. They get stronger with repetition. Healthy habits are not about being perfect. They are about practicing. So reframing something like, did I do it perfectly? No. Instead, did I practice this habit today? So we can also make more progress when we normalize imperfect days, because we all have them practically every day, and recognizing that setbacks are not failures, but they are part of the process of learning and growing and rewiring. So if you have an off-track moment that feels like it's erased your progress, that thinking just holds us back. In fact, no one would ever succeed if they kept that kind of mindset. So building the consistency over time matters more than anything that we do in any particular day. Step 5, take a next best choice mindset. So what does that look like? It can be not waiting for Monday or next month or a new year to say yes to change and higher levels of self-care. So it's recovering faster when you get off track. Getting back on the road, hanging on to that steering wheel so you're not going off the road, but being mindful in your daily choices. Step 6, really key for behavior change, celebrating the wins, because progress happens in incremental improvements. So things that we do 70% of the time consistently, much better than doing one thing 100% of the time for just a week and then stopping. So when we celebrate in the moment, we are reinforcing the new behavior. And we're getting a dopamine hit and it reinforces things. So you cook a meal at home instead of ordering out. Yay, you! Or you celebrate drinking more water in a particular day. Yay, I did it! Whatever it might be. Not scrolling before trying to go to sleep at night. Setting the phone down. That's a win. And celebrating it when it happens. Because even partial success moves us forward. And my last point, which is probably the most challenging, I think, for most women especially, is quieting the inner critic. Because this is something that can really hold us back. When we turn up the volume of the inner cheerleader and lower the volume of the critic, and instead take a curious and kind approach in the way we speak to ourselves and the way we encourage ourselves to keep going, it really is a game changer. So just kind of summing things up before we go to our prizes, I want to say that when we step out of patterns that are holding us back, when we bring them into the light, it can really have a way of changing things. Wellness is not built on perfect days. It's built on imperfect days when you're showing up, even especially in those times when you may not feel like it. Those small, consistent steps for big results over time. When we harness the power of our mindset, we can truly, truly thrive. So I've got 3 giveaways to share today. The first one is look for a follow-up email from me, a free recipe book It's an ebook that I created called Sweet Tooth Satisfaction, Whole Foods Recipes to help tame that sweet tooth. I'm also offering everyone a free private chat with me. You can use the QR code or just DM me and we can have a conversation about up-leveling your health. Private, no judgment, no obligation. And third, one lucky winner today is going to get a free fitness assessment with me via Zoom, where we can look at your strength, your balance, and your flexibility. $85 value. Nicole, can you tell us who is going to win this prize today?
Our first winner is Felicia Wilson.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, our first winner is Felicia Wilson.
Ah,
that's me, the sister.
Yay, Felicia.
Hooray! I'll take it. Woohoo!
Who happens to be my sister. I'm so glad you're here. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Elise next.
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you, Gayle, for all of your wisdom. I've known and worked with Gayle for close to 2 decades now. So I can testify that she gets results in a kind, gentle, loving way without shame. So I'm happy to be here. I am a divorce doula, and I guide women from survival to sovereignty after divorce, helping them with the emotional and spiritual healing once you're done with the logistical and financial aspects of it. And one of the things that is most helpful when you're healing your heart is building the habit of radical responsibility. And next, Gayle, please. And I just not everyone here might be divorced, but I define divorce as an ending or a change to a long-standing relationship. So that can be romantic, it can be work, it can be familial, but the heartache and the grief that is resulting in an ending or a change, whether you wanted it or not, even if you know that you've come to a point in the relationship and it's mutually agreed, there's heartbreak, right? No one enters into a relationship or a marriage knowing, well, and we're going to get divorced someday. And it's easy when you're in that place of heartache and confusion and pain, right, to start to feel like your circumstances define you. So this would be one of the first mindset habits that I would orient people to is things do happen, and sometimes not so pleasant things. We can be victimized, but it doesn't mean you're a victim. So it's hard, right, when we're in a lot of pain and harm has been done to step out of that victim mentality. This is a really important first step, not to deny that things have happened and there was harm done, but to reclaim your power and realize you do have choice. Next, please. This is another mindset habit that I know I have fallen into, is especially when I'm feeling uncertain about things and there's been big change. I'm an external processor, so I like to process and talk to people about what's happening. And society, and especially women, we want to help, right? And we want to give advice. And one of the dangers of that is that oftentimes, unknowingly, people give advice through the filter of their own experience or their own maybe unprocessed, unhealed relationship patterns. And it can become projection. Right. So, always know and trust your wisdom. You have all the answers and everything you need within you. And it can become habitual to look outside to other people for guidance. So in order to really create your life that you want after a massive change, yes, seek guidance, seek counsel, gather information, but then bring it within to yourself. And always trust your own wisdom. Next, please, Gayle. Next slide. Oh, is it freezing?
Mhm.
Yeah. I think the next one says mindset and emotions, right? So two big topics in the, life in general. Emotions can become extremely overwhelming when you're moving through a painful situation, especially if you have work and kids and you are redefining your identity and what it means. And both of these can get a bad rap. Mindset can be used to avoid emotions, and emotions can be used to avoid responsibility, like getting caught up in the emotions and drowning in the emotions. So it's important to find the balance and what I call the art and science of mindset and emotions. We don't want to push, shove, or ignore our emotions, but at the same time, we don't want to allow them to take over and derail us and keep us from functioning in our life. And I like to think of mindset as a pair of sunglasses or a pair of glasses that affect our view and our vision. We get to choose what lenses we are looking through that can help support us in our emotional processing. And we can use our mind and our mindset to keep things in perspective emotionally. And when you bring those two together, that is where you move into sovereignty. When I talk about sovereignty, what I mean is freedom of choice to choose how you live, how you think, how you interact with people, what you're choosing for your life that is going to support you in living at your highest and best. And when we're in the midst of endings and new beginnings, we can feel really out of control. And using these tools with mindset and emotions, and you can go ahead and advance. You can connect with your inner flame, that place within you that is the meter of your life force energy. And using mindset and emotions, this is a tool where you can check in and gauge, where am I? Where is my life force energy right now? And then consciously choose to look at habits, beliefs, patterns, emotions, and notice how it affects your life force energy. And then you are empowered to make a different choice. And that's where the mindset piece is so important. Emotions carry energy, they have information. It's hard sometimes to be with the more difficult ones, but the longer we avoid or push them away, the more havoc they tend to wreak in our life. So it's important to find that balance. So my giveaway is a internal guided, like 1 hour call where we get on and I guide you through a process to connect with your inner flame and some tools and resources to support you in taking radical responsibility for your life and your relationships.
Thank you so much, Elise. So much wisdom in that. All right. So, Nicole, did you want to draw a name for that?
Yes. Our winner for this round, is Rolanda. Our winner for this round is Rolanda.
All right. Fantastic.
You.
Hi, Rolanda. Rolanda is actually joining us she's the director of It's Your Birthday, the nonprofit, the amazing nonprofit here in St. Louis that our event proceeds, our profits are going to support to bring birthday celebrations to kids in area homeless shelters. So thank you, Rolanda, for all that you do and for being here. All right, next up. Jen.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Gayle. Hi, ladies. Happy Sunday. I'm Jen Shore. I'm the owner of Clarity Health and Wellness Coaching. I'm a registered nurse that supports women through midlife and the hormonal changes that come with it. So that, when you start feeling off in your bodies and overwhelmed by all those changes in life, I can help you stop feeling lost and start feeling like yourself again. Next slide. So one of the biggest things that I see that's weighing women down is the expectation that we should feel the same and function the same every day. That is just absolutely not how women's bodies work. Men run on a 24-hour rhythm, where we run on a hormonal rhythm that shifts how we think, how we feel, and how we show up. And this is proven in science, but for some reason we're not educated on it. So when you start paying attention to what your body is telling you, we can stop fighting our body and start working with it and lighten our load. So we're going to talk a little bit about premenopause. So premenopause is before you're in that before you're in the menopause range, postmenopause. In premenopause, your body is actually pretty predictable. Your energy, your mood, your focus, it all shifts with your cycle. So it goes in that little rolling hill. And instead of wondering, why are we going to feel one way, or how are we going to feel this day? We can actually learn our patterns and predict those by where we are in our cycle. Where in my cycle do I feel energized and I'm open to trying new things, maybe trying to implement a habit that we're learning today? Or where do I feel really tired or easily overwhelmed and my anxiety is too high to even think about trying something new? When you understand how this cycle goes and how you flow through your cycle, you can plan around it. And instead of pushing to fit within these expectations that other people have of us, or even we have of ourselves, we can actually start to work with our body and do with what our body needs. When you get to perimenopause, this is where things become a little bit more unpredictable. Understanding your cycle does help because we still feel those fluctuations, but really it can be day to day. And you feel different because your hormones are just all over the place. Your hormones are fluctuating more, so your symptoms, your energy, your mood can feel super random. And this is where tracking becomes even more important. So now you're looking at patterns that are affecting your symptoms and how you feel. So you might track on what nights you don't sleep well, and then or your hot flashes are worse. And then you go and you look, what did I do that day? Did I over caffeinate? Did I maybe have some alcohol? Or maybe you work out one day and you woke up and you felt fantastic, and the next day you were just wiped out. Well, we start to recognize these things and say, you know what, I obviously need more recovery time. I'm going to start slowing down and having a rest day, not pushing through some workout that someone told me I had to show up the next day to do. So because your lifestyle directly impacts your symptoms, that's why tracking becomes so important, so that instead of feeling out of control in perimenopause, you can track your symptoms and see what makes you feel worse and what makes you feel better. And that's how you begin to manage those symptoms in a way that feels doable. And then lastly, in postmenopause, this is when our hormones have kind of gone more level, right? In this phase, it's not about tracking the cycle anymore. It's more about recognizing, how do I feel and how can I create the life that I want, and catching things that are changing early. So now you go from why do I feel this way to what do I want my life to look like and what do I need to do to support that? Examples here would be, maybe you are on the other side of menopause, but you're still dealing with the weight gain. Now you have a diabetes diagnosis, or you have high cholesterol. You can start tracking on things that you can do to make that improve. Or suddenly your workouts, you're not lifting as heavy, you can't get off the ground, you're not able to open a jar, your grip strength is down. Now you start recognizing, I need to work on these things. It's about the type of life that you're trying to build for yourself, because let's face it, ladies, this is a third of our life. We want to make it amazing. We don't want to just say, well, I gained 20 pounds, or I can't open that jar anymore. That's just going to be the rest of my life. So next slide, Gayle. So I know that was a lot of information in a very short amount of time, but I do promise you that it does get a little bit easier to understand what's going on in your body. I'm going to send you this printable guide. Like Gayle said, she's going to send something afterwards. I will do the same. I'll send you this printable guide, and it walks you through each phase of what you might notice and how you show up and what to focus on to help you lighten that load. So no more guessing, no, just actually listening to our bodies. The mindset shift here is moving from what's wrong with me to what is my body telling me. Okay, next slide. So what am I asking you to do? What's my habit recommendation? It's tracking. You do not have to start with everything all at once. Just pick something. Pick your energy, your mood, sleep, 1 or 2 symptoms, whatever it is that you feel is affecting you the most, and start tracking. These are 2 of my favorite apps, but it doesn't have to be an app. If you like paper, use paper. Just start to look at what is happening in that day. The goal is not perfection, it's awareness to help you make better decisions for your body. And that's where you begin to take your own power back. Next slide. So everything I share today, it's really about one thing. It's learning to work with our body instead of against it. If you're ready to start understanding your body at a deeper knowledge, you can certainly scan that QR code and do a free discovery call with me, and we can talk about what's happening with you. That QR code will also take you to my website, which you can connect to my socials or receive my newsletter. I want to just quickly thank you and ask you to thank yourself for showing up today. I'm really glad you showed up for yourself, and that also that we are able to help children in shelter care have this special birthday. Lastly, my raffle item is a personalized hormone alignment session. This is where you'll have a one-on-one session with me, where we'll look at your lifestyle and what's working with your hormones and what might be working against it. So Nicole, who gets to have their personalized hormone alignment session?
The winner for this round is Deborah.
That's funny because that's my sister.
We need to have a sister Zoom.
That's right. Maybe we'll swap. Thanks, Deborah.
You're welcome.
Fantastic.
Thank you,
Thanks so
ladies.
much, Jen, for sharing your wisdom with us. So much. Okay. And next up is the amazing Nicole.
Welcome, welcome. So I'm Nicole Fuller, full of life, and I'm here to first share you 3 clearing processes that just help you start to embody, release, and rise. And I'm a personal development coach, a yoga instructor, and a breathwork facilitator because we do it all. We do the mind. I help support you with your breath, your body, and your spirit. So it's really powerful for me to do all those things. And
Nicole, I'm having a little trouble hearing you. Can everyone else hear Nicole okay? Okay. So maybe just raise your hand and I'll know to advance the slide. I don't know what's going on, but sorry for the interruption.
No, you're fine. Let me know. I will also speak louder because I speak so softly. So I'll do that. So I'm going to just give you 3 steps. We're going to go really easy today. So the first one is embody. It's so important that we embody emotions that become present for us. And I want you to imagine emotions are weather. They come, they go, they shift, they change. And the power behind that is that when some type of fear comes up to us, and we have 3 options. We shut down, right? We fight or we flee. And we have the power to choose how do we want to respond with this emotion. So the first thing I want to share is that when we start to sit and pause and find stillness, we can start to acknowledge the emotion, understand our needs and values, and these triggers come up for us, which are a catalyst for personal development. So the moment that we start to, I talk with my hands, so this is a problem, Gayle.
Sorry.
No, you're good. When we start to take this time to pause, to slow down and feel all the emotions in our body, then we're able to process and move forward. And the benefit behind this is that our body holds emotions and it holds the story. So it's powerful us to take that moment to pause, slow down, and let that trigger be dissolved just through 90 seconds of feeling. The second step in clearing is releasing the story. So releasing part of this mindset that happens. So when you start to spiral, a negative thought comes in and you land into a place that is really challenging. become fearful and that you're worried, you're anxious, you're overwhelmed, the first question you can ask yourself is this true? Is this true? If when you believe in this thought, how do you respond in your body? Right? How does this start to feel how you treat yourself, how you treat the world, how you treat other people? When we start to take a moment to pause and ask ourselves this question on our beliefs of this story that we have on ourselves, then we can start to change that story. How we show up in the world is based upon how we see ourselves. So this gives us a chance to really ask ourselves that question. Another question to help yourself release the story is ask yourself, what makes this situation good? What makes it great? What makes it fantastic? You can start to change the perspective of what's happening in your life just by how you see it. How you see the experience is how you experience it. So how you see the situation is how you experience it. For example, if you look at people in your life as being lazy, then that's how you experience them. And it's important to find that change for yourself so that your outward experiences matches your inner side. Okay, next slide. The last one I want to share with you is do a vibe check. So something important about changing your body is checking in with yourself. Just like what Jen talked about, right? Coming back to this awareness of tracking in your internal system. So where are you in a moment that is challenging or a moment that's really great? Are you in a state of joy? Are you in a state of worry? Are you in a state of fear? What's happening in this moment? So even think about this moment, right? How are you feeling? Right? Are you feeling neutral? Are you positive? Are you bored? Those options are a great way to just start to connect deeply with yourself. And then ask yourself, right, if you are in a low state, and if you can look on this picture here, if you're in a downward spiral, then ask yourself, what is something in this moment that can bring me joy? And the radical management system that I've supported and with people is helping them find joy in their everyday lives. Yeah, by being able to think about what is something daily that brings me joy. So this could be the sunshine that's coming in. It could be the people around you. It could be your cup of coffee. What is something weekly that helps you start to bring in joy, right? Going on a walk with friends, being able to have a coffee date with someone that you love, being able to go to that yoga class, being in community. What is something monthly that you can do to help support yourself and support your state, right? Could be a trip or a special bike ride or going to a community event. Yeah. Sunsets. I love that, Sara. And then you can go beyond that, right? So how can you plan in joy? So what's something, yearly or bi-yearly that you do? So for example, I'm in my family's home in Colorado and we're spending our birthdays together. And there's something magical about being really intentional. But it starts by first checking in with yourself and how to shift your state within that. So next, I want to share with you. I'm going to give a bunch of things today because I've written a bunch of curriculum as a curriculum writer. So I'm going to offer everybody a goal setting guide, a habit tracking sheet, and I have an online yoga platform that I've just opened up. And so I'm going to offer this to you to help truly give you time to clear in your body, your mind, your spirit. And then for my extra person today, my reward for today, that person I will share with you is going to be Kara. So Kara, you will get a one-on-one coaching call with me and I will support you in doing all those things, embodying, releasing, and rising. And I like to say, I embody, I release, I rise. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole, and congratulations, Kara. All right. Oh, so much wisdom in this room. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Sara.
All right. Sara is up next.
Thank you, Gayle. I'm praying I don't have any technical difficulties. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, super excited to be here and just love soaking in all the goodness from each of the presenters today. So thank you for sharing your wisdom with me. I am business coach and consultant, and I love working with purpose-driven women business owners who are ready to scale their businesses. But I also enjoy the side of it where it's not just about the business and profits, it's about really understanding what drives them, what brings them joy, back to Nicole's ending there, and doing all of that without sacrificing their time, energy, or really what matters most to them. So I like to say more purpose brings you more profits. And so I love to share a little bit with that with all of you today. And what I've found most in working with a lot of women is that they don't actually have a profit problem. They tend to have a profit leak problem. They tend to continue to work hard. They're doing all the things that they think are the right things, but their time, energy, and focus are being spread across too many places, and that actually aren't producing the revenue in the end. And they also may or may not be aligned with the purpose and why they went into business to begin with. So today I just want to share a few simple shifts that you can make that will help lighten your load and really help start seeing additional profit in a way that feels sustainable. So if you go to the next slide, Gayle. And so I love walking my clients through this. And the first one is really around how can you take that focus where you're focusing on everything and shift to the 20% focus that actually creates revenue. I think one of the power advantages of women is we can multitask, we can do multiple things all at once, but sometimes that's to our detriment, especially in the business arena when we try to do everything and we lose track of really focusing on what is that one thing today that's going to make the biggest impact. And a lot of times we miss that. And so just a question for all of you. And if you aren't a business owner and you're here today, just think about too what it is that you do every day. You could be a stay-at-home mom. You could be working in a career, whatever it is that you do. How is it? Think about driving value in those places. And so question for all of you is, what's one activity in your business or in your personal life that you know actually brings in revenue or value to the people that you're working with? And just either throw it in the chat for us if you're engaging there, or just think about that. And so once you start to think about that and you really get that focus on what's that one thing, it starts to help then drive the rest of the activities that go around that. So one of the first things we talk about is what are those 2 to 3 activities in your business that actually bring in the clients that you need? And then making sure that you're bringing in the right clients. That's the second piece of that, which is a whole other conversation. And we call that our market dominating position and our ideal client, and then aligning that with our unique selling proposition. But what I would talk to most people about, though, a lot of it comes through talking with real people, through conversations, through relationships, even what we're doing right here, right? This is so much more powerful than, we all have our social media and our content we put out there, which is great, but the people you talk to a lot of times is where you're going to get a lot of goodness from. So when you start to make that one simple shift, a lot of things will change around that so that you can focus on the right things. And then you can put all that 80% over here in the idea bucket to, hey, we will get to that when it's the right time. So it starts to help you really make that shift and get focused on the right things. And if you go to the next slide, the next thing I find a lot of my clients do is we, for whatever reason, feel like we have to figure out everything on our own. If we don't do it ourselves, we're failing for some reason. But that is absolutely not the way businesses work. And even I love, Jen, your visual on what's actually happening with women. I'd love to see that compared to what's actually happening with men. Because in the business world, what's happening with men is they do this very well, right? They don't expect themselves to do it all. They very much connect, and they go out on the golf course and they're making deals and they're making that a part of their daily life. For whatever reason, women tend to have a little bit more of a difficult time doing. So again, Gayle, I'll just give you kudos for getting us all here together in this room so that we can uplift each other, build these partnerships, because that's ultimately how you grow and multiply your revenue and your growth over time. And so I talk to my clients a lot about referral partners, joint venture partnerships, and just various aligned collaborations similar to today to help build trust faster and expand your reach to get some of that revenue coming in quicker as well. So that's the second thing. So we go on to the third one. This comes back more to the purpose, right? Which ultimately, if you think about as women, we typically go into business, and myself included, there's a reason why, right? We have a passion about something. Maybe we're trying to shift from, I was in the corporate world for 20 plus years, working 50, 60 hours a week. I have 4 kids. And I just was like, you know what? I need to make a shift. And so, unfortunately, a lot of times, though, you'll get into business and you find yourself right back to where you started from with working long and maybe not aligning back with that purpose. And so making sure that the goals and the business that you're creating actually supports the life that you want and doesn't consume it. And so that's a question I would just ask for you all to think about and drop it in the chat if you want. Just, does your business currently support your life, or does it feel like it's consuming your life? And again, just somewhere along the way, a lot of us just fall into that trap of our identity is in the amount of revenue that we make, and that's just a piece of the puzzle. Yes, we do need the revenue to pay the bills and do the things that we need to do, but there's also a way that we can do that in a sustainable way that also gives us the life that we ultimately decided to go into business to begin with. So whether that's family or creating freedom or just, again, making sure you're doing value-driven work. And so hopefully that by doing this and keeping this at the front, your purpose, it leaves you not exhausted at the end of every day and really gives you that opportunity to and the dreams and the passions that you have. And so other question I would just leave you with is, so if nothing changed, would you want your business to look like it looks today, a year from now? And so what does that feel like for you? And so just something else for you to ponder. And so if you go to the next slide for me, Gayle. So if you take nothing else from today, just remember you don't need to do more. You just need to do what matters most. And so focus on the 20%, leverage relationships, and build with intention. And that's how you will turn your profit, create profit without the burnout. And so I'd love to leave you as well free things here. I'm also going to give away one free 45-minute profit acceleration session. So excited for that, but also you'll get everyone on this call or to any new client, I'm giving 20-minute profit leak audits where we'll just spend a few 20 minutes and try to get you to that. Well, what's that one thing that'll drive that revenue? There's also online a free profit simulator that you can do yourself. That you can check out. And then if you're up for a little late night reading, you can check my book that highlights 12 of my jumpstart strategies for my business owners that we typically focus on to get that foundation in place. So thank you again. Great chatting with you all. Nicole, I'll pass it over to you.
Thanks, Sara.
The winner for this is Sara Godorzi. I hope I said that right.
Great. Congrats.
Congrats, Sara. Sara to Sara.
And I'd like to just add, if by chance someone has won a prize and they're thinking, I don't know if this applies to me, I think unless someone objects here, these prizes are transferable. So if you, in whatever category it is, if it's not something that will benefit you, but you have someone in mind who you know it would resonate for, I think we're all fine with having that prize being transferable. But we're excited to connect with you all. All right, we've got one more presenter. Thank you again, Sara, for sharing all your business wisdom. And Kylene had a family emergency this weekend, but she was able to record her part about gratitude, and Jen is going to play it. So it's just like she's here with us live. So
that's
go ahead,
right.
Jen.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, and then somebody or everyone give me a thumbs up that you can hear. I'm going to hit play in a minute or a second.
Hi everyone, I'm Kylene, and I truly believe gratitude is our superpower. I love creating positive transformation in women with mind and body healing. I do this through mindset sessions and gentle yoga classes. Let's start with defining what gratitude means. It's It's not only being thankful. That is a great start, but it's so much more. Gratitude is a mindset. It's a way of living, and I truly believe our superpower to move through life's ups and downs. When we're in a state of gratitude, we're in a state of abundance, attracting more good things to us as we're training ourselves to look for the good, even in challenges. Have you ever focused on what you're grateful for and also been upset at the exact same time? It's not possible. Having a grateful mindset is a choice. It's like a muscle we build over time. We're not pretending difficult things don't happen. Rather, we're appreciating the opportunity to learn and grow rather than just seeing all the obstacles. And then life feels a little lighter as a result. The key here is it's really important to feel and process our emotions as they arise. Trust me, they're going to be there, and then we can use gratitude to work through. The second part of gratitude is connection. It brings us closer to others. When we express appreciation, people feel seen, valued, and understood. Whether it's family, friends, or even a stranger, gratitude strengthens relationships and builds trust in a really real way. Bonus part of gratitude, the ripple effect. Gratitude doesn't stop with you. When you express it, it spreads. One small movement of appreciation can inspire someone else to do the same. Over time, those small moments create stronger communities, deeper relationships, and a more positive environment for everyone. Gratitude is such an important part of my life. I've always been a positive person, so gratitude is something that came easy for me. But I know that's not the case for everyone. My husband is a perfect example. He was always looking for the problem. Through practice, though, he realized it is our superpower and it has changed his outlook. We even wrote a book together about it. More on that shortly. The great news is it's not complicated to take on an attitude of gratitude. As with anything worthwhile, just start small, but noticing one thing to be grateful for each day and be consistent. Then integrate it into your daily routine. Maybe as you're brushing your teeth in front of the mirror, use that time to recall all of the things that you're grateful for. It could be as small as the fact that you have a mirror to look into. How about gratitude for the 5 other women here who have shared with you with their heart? We have many practical tools in the book to bring more gratitude to your life, including a complete workbook at the end. Remember, it's like a muscle. We need to strengthen it. So be kind to yourself when developing your attitude of gratitude. So it's actually something you can use even when life feels overwhelming. Your mind is like your body. It needs movement, flexibility, and rest. Just like yoga strengthens and balances the body, mindful thinking strengthens and balances your thoughts. Breathe in awareness, increase your clarity. Stretch beyond your limits equals growth. Release what no longer serves you, stress reduction, and improved well-being. My favorite pose is the child's pose, a restorative yoga pose that calms the mind, relieves back and neck pain, and gently stretches our hips, thighs, and ankles. It reduces stress, lowers our heart rate, and aids in digestion. It is the pose of letting go and connecting with yourself, building harmony with your body and mind. Gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a choice, a practice, and a superpower. I want to thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And I want to gift all of you a Breaking Barrier online course. It's normally $79, but it's yours free by going to oursuccessgroup.com/LYL or scan that QR code on the left side of your screen and you'll have a valuable tool for releasing any limiting beliefs. Also, our book, The Gratitude Shift, is available for only $9.95 on Amazon, and you can get that by going to rssyoga.link/gratitude shift. As I mentioned, gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It's about rewiring your mindset to find peace, joy, and possibilities, even in challenges. Again, grab your copy at rssyoga.link/gratitude shift or scan the QR code in the middle of the slide. Finally, for any local friends in the greater St. Louis, Missouri area, join us for a gentle yoga class to experience the transformation. Scan the QR code or go to rssyoga.link/live. My fellow yogis have told me that it's the highlight of their week and they leave with a deep sense of calm, and I want that for you too. Thank you, and I'm honored to be here today.
Oh, goodness. Thank you, Kylene. Even though you're not here to hear us thanking you, we so appreciate your wisdom. Jen, she did not say where her in-person yoga takes place. Do you know that?
No.
Okay. So
it's in here somewhere, but it will not come forward.
No worries. Nicole, did you want to do the drawing for the winner of this one?
Winner for this round is Sue.
Congratulations, Sue. All right. Well, that concludes today's presentations. And I just want to say, there was so much wisdom in this room, and I'm so grateful to all of you. Nicole, the vibe slide really resonated for me. Jen, all your wisdom about women and our cycles and everything that can happen as time passes. So valuable. Elise, talking about how you support people in grieving the loss of a relationship. So important. And Sara, for your wisdom of everything business related. You're amazing. So thank you, all of you, for being here today. And I want to mention that this is something that I'm going to be doing on a seasonal basis. So we're welcoming spring. When summer comes, we'll be having another online gathering, maybe with some new, different faces. I'm not sure, but Sara is the one who encouraged me to be more collaborative with women. So I'm thanking you for that, for being the catalyst for this event. And we'll be here again summer and fall and winter, and just keep going and connecting, because together we lift each other up. So thank you all for being here. Look for our emails with the free gifts, and we'll share a recording if you want to share it with a friend, perhaps, who you think that this content would resonate with. But so appreciate you all being here. So.
Gayle, there's somebody in the chat that asked if we could share the link for donations again.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. We can send that in our follow-up emails. And thank you, Rolanda, again, for the work that you do for It's Your Birthday. Such an amazing organization. Mm-hmm. And we're so happy to support you in your efforts to bring joy to people who are challenged in housing. So thank you, ladies. You're all so amazing. Everybody have a great day and enjoy the sunshine. Bye now.
Thanks, Gayle. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.